You want a job. You don't want a job. You need a job. There are none in your field and you don't want to change. But you've got to change. Does that sound a bit like what's going on in your head at the moment? I completely understand. It's totally normal, particularly if you've taken a career break to bring up your kids or care for someone in your family, or you've been made redundant and there is a high demand for roles in your field, or like my old industry, events, it currently doesn't really exist. Added to that, you probably have a load of arguments jumping around in your head as to why you shouldn't go back or can't go back. So who is thinking the following? I'm needed at home. The family can't cope without me. I'm unemployable. I've been out too long. My skills aren't relevant anymore. I'm too old. The industry has moved on. Or, I don't know any other industry. How can I possibly change? It's not worth it. The childcare will be too much. Well, I can assure you that your home won't fall down. You have done such a great job of running it and probably have a foolproof system firmly in place that it will run without you if you let it. You just need to share the load. The other people in your household may not do it as well as you, but it will still get done. It doesn't need to be perfect. Plus, if you're enjoying your new job and the fresh challenges that are being thrown at you, you probably won't even notice and wonder why you didn't make the changes sooner. Now, let's look at your worry about your skills. You might have been out of the workforce for a while, but the skills you had before you took a break didn't just evaporate into thin air. They are still there. Plus, don't forget all the things you've done in the meantime. Head of the PSA maybe? School governor? Helping in your kids' class? Volunteering for a local charity? And definitely don't underestimate the skills you picked up renovating your house, sourcing and managing suppliers and tradesmen, managing budgets, dealing with deadlines, and basically designing your dream home. Most importantly, you have probably changed your perspective on life, which is a good thing, as you'll be bringing a whole new renewed approach for your working life. You'll also be filled with enthusiasm and desire to learn. You'll be fresh, not jaded. What employer doesn't want a person like that working for them? I would like somebody. And while we are on the subject of skills, and for people who are being forced to look at new areas, it really is possible to change direction. Don't let a job title scare you off. Take a look at the actual job description and the skills that they are asking for. I would bet that there'll be plenty of transferable skills. Maybe you might have to swat up on a few things, but there are plenty of free online courses out there. It's really just how you package yourself up for those potential new jobs. Now, the big elephant in the room, your age. I'm not going to argue here. Ageism is still rife in some industries, and you can't change this overnight. However, you can change yours and the people around you's outlook on the subject. Some of the most important things that come with age are wisdom, perspective, and experience. Remember, some of the things that happened before you took your career gap may not have been experienced by others. For example, the financial crash in 2008 and 2009 will not have been experienced by a lot of the younger members of the workforce. And in the current situation the world finds itself in, such knowledge will be immensely useful. The industry has moved on. What do you think that fear is all about? I think it's probably about looking stupid. It is perfectly rational to feel like that. And yes, things will have moved on a bit. Systems will have changed. And some of them you will not be able to learn until you get back on the job. But that might be the same for someone who is simply moving from one company to another company. And any others you don't know how to do, you can learn them once you start the job. Instead of worrying, make a list of the specific things that you might feel you are lacking in and see what you can do to change it. Start talking to people. Many professions have industry bodies that will be able to help you, or if you have friends or colleagues still in the same industry, speak to them and see what they have to say. There may also be courses that you can go on, returnship programs, Kickstarter courses. Now, it's not worth it. The childcare will be too much. This is definitely a possibility and is quite common in the first year. But remember, you will start to get salary increases or possibilities to move to better paid jobs. There might be financial bonuses. Plus, your children are growing up and their childcare needs will lessen. I'm sure these aren't the only things popping into your head at the moment. So, if you have other reasons that are blocking you from making that next step, I want you to sit down and write all the reasons that prove that your arguments are correct. Then write down all the reasons why your arguments might be wrong. Remember, when doing this, think about the reasons behind the excuse. Are your assumptions valid? What are the real facts? And are there any other factors you should consider? Try and do this with someone else so that they can really help you to draw out more answers. You won't be able to talk yourself out of all the negative excuses you've come up with, but hopefully you'll find enough positives to help you take the next step. If you've enjoyed this video, then please press the like button. If you'd like to hear more, then please press subscribe. Thank you. Bye-bye.